What the was that?
James, it's Valtteri.
There's something loose between my legs.
You mean like forever?
I don't know.
Tripping major nutsack.
Come on! No more radio for the rest of the race.
Hello everyone and welcome along to the reserve drivers as we wrap up Monaco, preview Baku and answer the big questions.
If you had to get a tattoo of a Formula One driver, who would you choose and where would you put it?
Easy. I get a full-size Lando Norris on my penis.
Amazing.
Or would you prefer I said scrotum?
I'd prefer you stop talking, DC, to tell you the truth. I'd prefer you stop talking. I'm Tim McDonald, he's Luke Rocker.
Luke Tripod Rocker.
If you had to get a tattoo, who would you get?
Who's the tallest F1 driver of all time?
I reckon Yuki Tsunoda would fit 10 times, by the way.
You've been thinking about that all week. That is a stitch up. This is Monaco, baby. None of that smut and innuendo from you. This is Monaco. This is the glitz and glamour.
No, this is the Reserve Drivers podcast. None of that here, Lukey boy. We're here to wrap up an amazing weekend. How would you sum up the weekend action?
Well, das war nicht der spannendste Grand Prix.
I'm having that for dinner tonight.
I'm getting that tattooed on a certain part of my body. Interestingly, even though that's in another language, it still makes more sense than this. So before we jump into things, Leaky Boy,
Like and subscribe. Hit it hard.
and leave a comment in the comments below. We've been loving your feedback.
Feels like my eye is bleeding now.
And that's one of the more positive ones, to tell you the truth. That's one of the more positive ones.
Just quickly, I saw that on the weekend and we just kind of glossed over that. He felt like his eye was bleeding.
And there was something loose between his legs. A certain Lando Norris tattoo, if you catch my drift. Okay, we're going to get cancelled.
We need to
We're gonna
just...
get cancelled.
No smut and innuendo.
I'm crashing on purpose. I'm doing a Charles Leclerc.
okay.
Okay, I'm crashing the show on purpose. Let's talk about it. It was the
that
big talking
hurts.
point from the weekend.
Huge. It was gut-wrenching for Ferrari fans.
I mean, you're pretending to be Italian. How did you feel as a tifoso?
how many times are you going to call me a fake Italian? Where's HR when you need him?
You're even doing the fake Italian hands.
Honestly, though, it was real exciting to see Ferrari back, and then equally as gut-wrenching when Charles went out.
Charles, of course, crashing in qualifying.
Although you probably could have picked, if you saw the crash, that his gearbox wasn't going to be ready. The guy crashed on the Saturday, out on the Sunday.
And he heard the words that no F1 driver wants to hear.
I thank you, both Manuel and Ignacio are in the garage with the car now.
Do not want Manuel and Ignacio in the garage. That's your fake Italian name, by the way, Lukey boy. They're, of course, the FIA officials making sure that the car wasn't working. They did a great job of that. But after the race, though, Charles, he wasn't saying much. He was keeping his Leclards close to his Lecrash. Charles was staying quiet. He didn't have too much to say after the race.
I wouldn't speak too much because for now I am not aware of everything. But what I know is that apparently it's not coming from the gearbox and it's more coming from the rear left of the car. I'm pretty sure it's correlated with my crash yesterday. I think there's a problem with the gearbox, but actually it's not coming from the gearbox. Whether it's correlated with the crash or not, I've understood it was coming from the rear left. This we'll have to see with the investigations after the race, but it's still early days.
Still early days. Still early days. Don't want to say too much.
That's a man who's been speaking too much to Manuel and Ignacio, I think. All right, big question. Do you think this was a Ferrari fluke?
Or are you Italian? Where do you stand?
Let us know in the comments in Italian. Because I think it's good for the sport if they show a bit of oomph, if they show a bit of fight, and if they find themselves in the mix.
You're showing a bit too much off, by the way, Lukey boy. But the big talking point after qualifying was, did Charles Leclerc crash deliberately to stop Max and Valtteri from setting faster times?
We've heard that before.
We have. And we heard it in Monaco before. Cast your minds back to qualifying with Nico Vlogsberg, friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Where he went down the escape route to stop teammate Lewis Hamilton from beating him.
I haven't seen this.
But going down to Mirabeau, Rosberg made a bit of a mistake, locked the brakes up and went down the slip road. That meant the yellow flags came out and Lewis Hamilton was caught in those yellow flags.
That was very good of him.
Very good. Very crafty from Nico Vlogsberg.
I forgot all about that. That is shifty.
That was deliberate. That was on purpose. And that prompted my favourite ever example of an F1 commentator refusing to say too much. This is F1 great Mika Hakkinen refusing to get involved in the confrontation.
What did you think of the incident?
Well, I would not like to comment too much. I think it's better to drivers to really to give them a personal opinion. But there's a big motions going on for sure about the situation. Motor racing is like that, you know, things happening, incidents are happening. But I felt that the racing has to be fair. Safety issues in the mind that way you don't hurt anybody. When I started with the David Coulthard, it's always tough with the teammates. But still, you know. Better not to say too much.
Better not to say too much. He wasn't saying too much, Mika Hakkinen.
Mika Hakkinen, there's a man I'd like to get tattooed on my Hark, hear ye, we have a new championship leader.
Max Verstappen won in Monaco. Max Verstappen is leading the championship. Max. So after the race, who do we want to hear from?
How did you feel about this Grand Prix?
Serena Williams. What was Serena Williams doing there, Lucky boy?
It's Monaco, baby. Anything goes in Monaco.
Well, Serena Williams had this insightful answer. This is what she thought of the Grand Prix.
It's such an amazing Grand Prix.
It's an amazing Grand Prix. What a Grand Prix it was. A Grand Prix for the ages, you might say. And look, after that, you would think that DC, he'd leave Serena Williams alone and move on to Max.
Is this the perfect way to prepare for a big tennis tournament?
An interview with David Coulthard? I wouldn't have thought so.
Timmy, not my favourite example of an out-of-depth celebrity interview at Monaco.
There's one better than Serena?
This is Odell Beckham Jr. talking about his good mate, Lewis Hamilton.
As I had a conversation with him, I understood how much this one meant to him. Specifically this time frame and how much this one meant to him. Just in general, how much it meant to him as if it wasn't this time frame. But
in fairness to Odell Beckham Jr., that makes more sense in German.
Das war nicht der spannendste Grand Prix.
Speaking of Lewis Hamilton, rough qualifying.
He qualified 7th, was nowhere in the race.
But he had one clear job this weekend.
I've got a really great job actually today, just to try and be the best teammate I can be today.
And how did he go being the best teammate?
What has just happened, guys? I don't understand, guys. Just lost 2 places. I saved the tyres to go longer.
Any lessons you can learn from today?
For me, personally, no.
You and the team?
The team for sure.
Selfless. He's an absolute selfless. He's a team player.
There's a new perfume in that, I think.
In fairness to Lewis, Monaco is not his track. He's gearing up for Baku. It's a track he knows better than anyone.
I mean, it is a very technical circuit, or I wouldn't say it's particularly technical because it's quite basic.
Odell Beckham Jr. made more sense than Lewis there. I think that beanie's just a little bit tight on the brain.
Look at you kicking a man while he's down.
Lewis was actually very happy coming out of the tunnel. That started to open up. It's very dirty and there's a big hammering action. And then you can measure specific holes in order to determine how much rubber was remaining. And this is what our nuts look like. The nut was in place and we were unable to remove it. To remove that nut, we're going to need some fairly heavy equipment and specialist equipment.
Of course, Monaco, tough race to overtake. A lot of the work is done in the pit lane by the pit crew, as Martin Brundle pointed out.
This is where the pit wall is probably more important than the driver.
They don't look too important. They don't look too happy to be there.
That's not the Mercedes pit crew, is it?
It is the Mercedes pit crew. Pit crew is a strong word because this was their attempt to get the tyre off Valtteri Bottas's car.
In comes Valtteri Bottas, and it's the hard tyre
right
but
front's not even off yet.
They can't get the right front off.
Ooh. That hurts to watch.
There are container ships in the Suez Canal that are easier to free than that tyre.
Tell you what, I haven't seen a lug nut in need of a tug more than that.
Of course, that failed pit stop was one of only 2 pieces of action in the whole Monaco Grand Prix.
One more piece than this show.
And look, the other piece of action was Sebastian Vettel returning from the pit stop with Pierre Gasly. Look, words can't describe it. We'll let Sky F1 cover the big action.
They're going to go wheel to wheel up Beau Rivage here. Sebastian Vettel and Pierre Gasly. Oh, what has happened? We need to know who's going to come out in front.
They cut to Lance Stroll at the wrong time. I mean, any time to cut to Lance Stroll is the wrong time.
Let me tell you, when I was watching that at home, when that happened, I raged.
Oh, what has happened? What has happened? We need to hear the end of that anecdote.
Oh, no.
Fortunately, the director realised his mistake, Lukey boy, and we finally got to see a replay of that incredible on-track action.
When Sebastian Vettel came out of the pits, sadly what we missed twice now. Again. Yeah, missed once and twice.
You can watch it on our website. We'll put it up there.
Fool me once, shame on you.
Fool me twice. Oh, we've gone to Lance Stroll again.
Let's quickly talk about Sebastian Vettel, because there's a certain member here on the reserve drivers that has had a fair bit to say over the past couple of years of Sebastian Vettel's misdemeanors, failures, misgoings. And so to you, I say, how do you like your eggs? Because you've got them on your face.
And to you, I say, oh, it's Lance Stroll again. What is going on tonight? We're going to get a visit from Manuel and Ignacio in a minute, Lukey boy, if this podcast keeps going off the rails. Well done, Max Verstappen, though. Won the race in style, leading the championship for the first time ever. And after the race, there was a very special moment that the cameras captured. You might have seen this on social media. There's the love of his life there with Kelly Piquet, his girlfriend. So it's wonderful to get them both.
That was Kelly Piquet, of course, ex-girlfriend to ex-Formula One driver Daniel Kvyat.
She's just working her way through the Red Bull program, Ricky boy. She's going to be going to Yuki Tsunoda's school formal next week, by the way.
What do you think they're discussing?
I believe Dr. Marco is telling Kelly Piquet that he thinks Max will be 2/10 faster tonight, if you catch my drift. Dr. Marco's trying to get her to swap seats, if you know what I mean.
Tell you what, I just got what you mean.
Lucky boy, it's time for the return of one of our favourite segments.
Let's do it.
It's time for 10-foot boom pole contender of the week. We've seen a lot of beautiful boom poles this week, all of them with Lando Norris tattoos, by the way. We don't want to see David Coulthard's boom pole.
No need.
But speaking of Lando Norris, we did see a boom pole following him after the race.
Here is Nozzo. Well done, Nozzo. Good stuff. Well, that's what they call you.
Look at that. That is an enormous boom pole.
So just to be clear, Nozza, is that Lando Norris or is that what we're naming that 10-foot boom pole?
That's what David Coulthard calls his.
Well done, all you boom pole watchers out there. Wonder if you spotted that one. I feel like we're doing like a kids' TV show. Can you spot the 10-foot boom pole?
Well, could you spot the 6-inch boom pole? I'm not talking about David Coulthard. I'm talking about this. This is what Ted Kravitz pulled out of his pocket.
We're going to take it to the stewards.
What is this?
But if we'll take it to the International Court of Appeal, and I was musing
What is
myself.
that? What is that? It looks like he's doing a Chernobyl reading on
I
Christian
think that's
Horner.
a strap-on boom pole. Is that an extended strap-on boom pole? Although, to be honest, when you said 6-inch boom pole, I thought you were talking about the thing coming out of his head. Look at that one.
He's covered in boom poles, if you know what I mean.
Stop. Can you stop saying, if you know what I mean?
What a cracking installment of 10-foot boom pole contenders of the week. But that's not all for 10-foot boom pole, Lucky boy.
Boom pole extra.
Boom pole controversy. Earlier in the year, we brought you this exclusive vision of friend of the show, smooth operator Simon Lazenby, struggling to control his 10-foot boom pole.
Smooth operator.
Smooth operator.
Simon Lazenby, boom poles together at last.
Oh, they're crashing out. Yeah, do you like it? Yes. We had to crash out. Sorry. I do, yes.
Loves a long stick. Simon Lazenby loves a long stick.
Confirmed. On the reserve drivers.
Good move. Good drive as well.
Thanks, Max. I think that's about all I could do with this one. I need 2 hands for this, but there we are.
So that's our segment, The Smooth Operator.
But have a look at what we saw in Sky Sports' F1 show.
Eagle-eyed amongst you would have noticed just how well Ted Kravitz held that pole, the microphone pole. He wasn't taking lessons from Simon Lazenby.
No, hang on.
Smooth
Here's
operator.
my boom. I've got to get it right up there. Thanks, Max. I think that's about all I could do with this one. I need 2 hands.
Are you kidding me?
Smooth operator?
Listen, we let homage a fromage slip. The fist bumps we let go.
But if you take our smooth operator...
If you take our 10-foot boom poles, you know what? I'm lodging a protest.
Get the lawyers.
Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to this statement.
We won $1 million in cash and some of Ted Kravitz's cheese. I think that's reasonable.
That's fine.
I think it's fair. But look, Natalie Pinkham wasn't done, Lukey boy.
Go on.
And she's got a solution to Simon Lazenby's boom pole problems.
Is he just too weak to hold that up? Is that the issue?
He's useless.
So we've got a little prop then here. So we can attach this to his waist.
What is that?
Okay, hold on.
What is that?
Hold on.
If we pause it there, what is going on there?
Hang on.
Now, what does that remind us of?
My penis.
Exactly. Hands where we can see him, Natalie.
This just goes to prove that 10-foot boom poles aren't for everyone. Leave it to us.
Lukey boy, no one knows Monaco better than this man.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel.
Nico Vlogsberg.
The cream rises to the top in Monaco.
The Michelin man himself. There he is there in Monaco. Because no one handles the Monaco circuit better than Nico Vlogsberg.
No. I lost my shoe in the process.
Is he all right?
Well, there's a GoPro that's been accidentally inserted, if you know what I mean, Lukey boy.
Gee
But he
whiz.
managed to get back on the bike and do a lap around the Monaco circuit. And being Nico Vlogsberg, being an ex-Formula One world champion, it grants you access all areas.
Pas le droit en moto? Pas le droit? J'ai regardé, mais j'ai pas vu. Vous pouvez faire exception.
Okay.
Do we have the translation?
J'ai regardé, mais j'ai pas vu. Vous pouvez faire exception.
Oh, okay. We can't show that. I'm not sure that that's
no,
quite the right. Where's Lance Stroll when you need him?
Timmy, we're getting the wrap up from Manuel and Ignacio. Hello.
We've got to jump out of here, Lukey boy. We'll be back in Baku to cover all the exciting on-track action. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and leave us a comment in the comments below.
I'm reading one right now.
No.
Hey, look, any comment's a good comment.
But until next time, I guess all we can say is, well, goodbye.
Or would you prefer I said scrotum?